Hello everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Friday, September 26, 2025, and this is Flosstube video number 60. I'm back with my weekly update, and this one's going to be a little bit of a longer update because this is the last Friday in the month, and then we have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then October begins. So I'm going to be talking about my weekly updates and then showing you what I'll be moving on to, just like I normally do at the end of the month. So this is pretty much my monthly end up wrap up, basically. So I'm gonna kick right into it. I haven't had any purchases again. I've been pretty good. The last things that I purchased were the dies and the floss for October's project number 2. So I've been very good this year. I really have. I haven't spent a lot of money. But anyway, let's start. Project number 1 is my favorite designer project, and for the whole month of September, it has been Bella Filipina's Daughters of Estuary. So here is where I'm ending the month on. And I say that because on Monday and Tuesday of next week, I'm just going to work on project number 3. So here's where I'm ending Bella Filipina on. I did finish out this fin and just working in these areas. So actually, I'll show you the whole thing because I won't be working on this today, and like I said, I won't be working on it next week either. So here's where they are ending for the month. I did start this month out over here, working in here, and I realized that one of the threads I thought was a bead was actually a thread color. So I filled that in and brought it down. I am off by like a stitch here, and it's where one of the pony beads is. So I sort of just did what I could and stopped. I mean, most of what I need to fill in here are either beads or Krynics. But once those pony beads are in and I take out that one stitch, I can maybe figure out where I went wrong, because I looked at it till I was cross-eyed and couldn't figure it out. So then I jumped over here and just started, and I'm just coming down, bringing it down. So I will be finishing this page before like moving on. So again, this is Bella Filipina's Daughters of Estuary. And I did this on, this is from Volcano Stitching, and this is called Poseidon, and it's 18 Opal Aida, 18 count Aida Opal in it, and I'm doing this 2/2. And this, my hope is to get it done, and this will be a fair piece for next year. I should be rolling it this way. Don't mind me. So yeah, this is one that I want to make a fair piece. All of my favorite designer pieces are ultimately ones that I want to submit into the fair, but I just have to complete them first. So that was project number 1. Project number 2 is the Dutch Beauty Sampler. And I am in this area here. So I was on page 3, and I actually finished page 3 this week and moved on to page 4. And again, since I won't be working on this today or next week, I'll just take it right off the Q-snap. So here's my progress. I had, I believe the last time I worked on it, I still had a little bit of this to do, and then I did this little flower over here, and I did this one over here, and then I went up and I finished out this one, And then I did all of the vine across the top and started this bird. And like, I thought these were cherries, but they're not red. I mean, they could be the white cherries. Not quite sure what it is. And then I've started the wings of the angel and the hair, I think, of it. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forgot to give my times. Sorry about that. I'll backtrack just a moment. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to give my times. Going back, Bella Filipina's Daughters of Estuary. I put in 2 hours, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds this past week, and it's brought my total time up to 110 hours, 25 minutes, and 8 seconds. I think at the end of the year, when I do my end of the year whip parade, I will go back and make sure that I re-add everything to make sure that I added correctly, because I don't know, there's just, I mean, I was putting several hours in at the beginning of the year, but I don't know, I just feel like I maybe messed up somewhere. And so I'll just re-add everything to make sure. It just, I don't know. I feel sus on the numbers, but I'll double check definitely by the whip parade. But anyway, yeah. So right now I'm looking at 110 hours, 25 minutes, and 8 seconds on that. So that was Bella Filipina. Now back to the Dutch beauty sampler. This was also 14 count Aida that I hand dyed myself in a come dye with me video. There will be a link in the bottom description. Like I said, I am on page 4. There's many more pages to go. But this one is sort of in Pattern Keeper. I had to scan it and then align all the grids, and so it's giving me so many more stitches than what it says that I'm on. But this past week I put in 4 hours, 27 minutes, and 28 seconds. I accidentally yesterday put in an hour and a half into it because I was just stitching. So I had to run an errand in the morning, and so I missed working on the Bella Filipina in the morning. And so when I came back, just like there was still time in that slot, but I didn't want to put like 15 minutes into it and then have to move on to the next project. So I just did the Dutch Beauty Sampler. And so I was working on it and then not realizing when the end of the hour was up that I just kept going. So yeah, I ended up putting in a little bit of extra time in this one this week. So it has brought my total time to 57 hours, 34 minutes, and 44 seconds. And this past week, I have put in 951 stitches into it. And it has brought my total stitch count to 11,018 stitches. So I don't know what that percentage is. In Pattern Keeper, it tells me I'm at like 4.2%, but like I said, the stitching on that is off because it's counting even the blank grid squares. All right, so let me fold this up really quick. Because this was like an entire yard of fabric. Okay, so project number 3 is Tilton Crafts, and this is Winter in the Shire, and I have been doing this one by color completion. And I did not come close to meeting my goals. At the beginning of the month, I had 10,500-ish stitches. Let me see if I wrote that at the beginning of the month. I had 10,507 stitches to complete to get rid of 3865. And I am not there. I still have 4,583 stitches to get it done and over with. And so I had decided I'm not going to work on project 1, 2, or 4 on Monday and Tuesday, and I'll just work on Tilton Crafts and just try those last 2 days to get as much of it done as I can. So with that said, let's go ahead and just show it. See if you can see it today. Some of it, I can sort of see some of it. So I've still just been down in this area here. My last row of stitches were down here. And so it comes down a little bit further, and actually, like, there is some more stitching and I have to move the scroll bars, and I just have been too lazy to move it. So there are more stitches down here that I need to complete, and then there's sort of something that comes up over here. But I'm so close to finishing this color, and then I will be happy because the next one is an actual color. And I have my phone with me this time so I can tell you what color it actually is. So the next color is 762, which is showing up as a light gray color. So that one will have 6,095 stitches to do. So right now, I actually could stop working on 3865 because it's less stitches than what the next color is. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to finish out 3865 because I don't want to touch it again, not for a very, very long time, which is so silly. So anyway, 2 days I accidentally deleted my time before I got to screenshot it. And so I just estimated that I did 55 minutes on it because I don't know the exact timage on it. But for this week, I put in 4 hours, 31 minutes, and 11 seconds. And it's brought my total time to 58 hours, 45 minutes, and 54 seconds. This is a 25 count easy grid, and I'm doing 1/1 on it. And this week I got to put on it 1,366 stitches. So I now have 14,899 stitches out of 122,500, and it's at 12.16%. So like I said, I have 4,583 to do to get it done. And Monday and Tuesday, I'm just going to try my hardest. I don't know if I've mentioned project 3. I generally call my wish list project. And it's pretty subjective, but honestly, by the time I'm done stitching it, I will probably end up framing it and putting it into the fair because my wish list pieces are pretty much full coverage pieces. So project 4 is Candamar Designs, artwork by Christian Reese Lassen, and this is called Silent Journey Picture. And I will also go ahead and take this off of its hoop. The Q-snap that I was using was just, that was the one that I kept in my car, and I think that the sun heated up the plastic and it just doesn't hold anymore. So here, overall, is where it ending, but I was just working in through here and across and down. And that's all that I'm doing is I'm just picking a symbol doing it as much as I can, usually about a thread length. If it's just a small area, then I'll cut it and go on. But I mean, this dark blue is all one color, so I would put in a thread length, and I would jump over to this color and put in a thread length, and then jump back over here and put in a thread length, and just pretty much going back and forth between all the colors here. So here it is, the whole thing. This is 14 count Williamsburg Blue Aida. It is the kit fabric. I'm using the kit floss. And this one, I put in 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 44 seconds this week, and it's brought my total time to 39 hours, 42 minutes, and 35 seconds. I do not have a stitch count on this or anything because it's just a paper pattern, but I do enjoy when I can get them into Pattern Keeper so that I can at least keep a stitch count going. Okay, so that was the 4 projects that I have worked on this month. And like I said, I'm still going to keep on working on the Tilton Crafts one Monday and Tuesday. I'm just going to try my hardest to get those 4,000 stitches done. All right, so what I will be moving on to. Project 1 for Favorite Designer will be Mirabilia's August Peridot Fairy. And here is where I am on this one. And this one, I scanned, and I'm using the PDF reader on my computer to work on. And I'm just using the highlighter tool and marking off on my PDF that I scanned in. So yeah, this is BestitchMe Wild Bouquet, and this is 28 count Opal Lugana, and everything is stitched 2/2, but her skin is stitched 1/1. I was trying it on what I deemed an easier pattern before doing it on a Teresa Wensler because that was my April project that I had started this year. Okay, and then project 2 will be a new start, and that is the one that I did the Come Dye With Me video for last week. So if you missed last week's video, the first 54 minutes of it is a Come Dye With Me video. But here is the fabric after I dyed it. I'm still not sure which way I'm going to do up, which is why I keep spinning it every time I look at it. But I love how it turned out. I do wish that the blue had been a little bit more vibrant, which maybe, no, it looks the same on both sides. I do wish the blue had come out just a tad bit more vibrant, but maybe that's because they were such light colors in comparison to the black and the purple. But I love how it turned out, and it does have a swirly look to it. So this will be the Orchid Blackwork pattern from Loose Thread Stitchery. And I have the floss for it. So I can't wait to start that next month. Look, there it came off. So yeah, really, really excited to start another Blackwork. I didn't think I would ever say those words. And then project 3 is Nene Thomas's Waterfalls of Jade. And I am just still along the top corner. So, yeah, I'll be happy to work on this one again, too. Be happy to have a little bit of time away from winter in the Shire. That 3865, though, just gets me. Gets me. And then project 4, which I think I forgot to say it earlier, but project 4 is my stash buster piece. So it's things that I've had in my stash that I want to get done. So it's the Dimensions Indian Peacock, and I'm using the provided kit Aida and the provided kit Floss. And I am almost done with this top section. Like I just have to fill in what's up here. A little bit over here, and then what's up here, these flowers. And then I will be able to move on to the next section. So I am excited for this one too. It's been a while since I've seen it. We went to the zoo a couple of weekends ago, and the peacocks were just walking around willy-nilly. And so every time I saw the peacocks, I was taking pictures of the peacocks. Okay, so that is my cross-stitching projects. The ones that I finishing up for October, and then for September, and then moving on to into October. Now I did get to work on a couple of other things. I had been working on crochet hooded scarves, and it's this one right here. I have finished the scarf part, and I was going to start working on, hold on a second, the dog wants to come into the house. Okay, sorry about that. So I've been working on the crocheted hooded scarves, and I've been working on this one here on the cover, and it is called Aruba C, and I think they pretty much named the patterns off of the colors or the style. So I don't know. So I finished the scarf part. I still have to weave in my ends. I finished the hood part, and again, I had to double the size of the hood. But this is where I want it. So the only thing is, it has a border, and I don't understand the directions for the border at all. It makes absolutely no sense to me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but it does, I don't know. I mean, it's a very small hood part this time. It doesn't cover the back of the neck very well, but I am done. I still have some left, so I should be able to do whatever the border edge is. And I haven't decided what scarf I'm going to move on to next, but I had some yarn in my basement, so I thought I could do something with these two colors, purple and teal, or turquoise. I think this is more teal. It doesn't show up very well on the camera, that I know for sure. This is more blue-green and it's showing up that I can see more dark blue. And then the other option, I've got these. So I don't know which scarf I'm going to move on to, and I don't even know if this is enough yarn, since they're just yarn balls that I had down in my basement that I've had forever. Maybe I'll move on to something else. Maybe I'll start a new crochet project. Goodness, I don't know. I don't know what to do, but I've got lots of yarn in my basement that I just need to use before I can buy more. Anyway, I have the next piece of yarn on the hook, trying to figure out the directions. And then I also got to work on the diamond painting that I have. Let me grab this. So that is what it's supposed to look like. It is a Doctor Who diamond painting. I do not remember where I got it from. I think it was AliExpress. I have no idea. I have seen the image floating around on Etsy, but it's not like it was their art either. Oh no. Hold on. Some of the pieces near the edge of the paper have come up. Okay. All right. So I finished up the work that I was doing in here. I had moved on to Doctor Who's face, and I finished up that section. And then I came up down here and started working down here. So, yeah, like not up here, but just to this corner. So half of the Doctor's face is done. And while it looks like a hot mess up close, it's not so bad far away. I'm going to have to figure out a better way to store this, because I didn't realize that some of the things were close to popping off. But yeah, so I put in several hours into this to finish out a little bit up here, finish this section. Oh, there by his mouth, it's a little, I need to get the big roller thing to push him down, to go over it and tack it down. I don't have that. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. Oh, that's why, because it's right at the edge. Yeah, I can't fold it like that anymore. I have to start rolling it, I guess. So, anyway, those have been the projects that I've been working on. And I don't know what I will get to work on this weekend, if anything. But like I said, on Monday and Tuesday, I will just work on Winter in the Shire, trying to get those 4,000 stitches done. We'll see how close I can get to it. Next month, in October, I'm working 2 Fridays. I normally don't work on Friday, and I'm taking 2 shifts for the Friday girls. So I will only be filming 3 times in the month of October. I should film on the 3rd, the 17th, and the 24th. Those days I should be filming just fine, because I don't think the kids have off, but I don't know. Even with the kids are off, my kid is off now and she's upstairs watching TV, so I don't need to, you know, I can kick her off to the TV. So anyway, um, but yeah, so I will only film 3 times next month on the 3rd, the 17th, and the 24th. And I will see everyone next week then. Bye for now.